All right, good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? I'm on the road. I'm at a rest stop right now. I pulled over um and didn't know beforehand if I was going to have enough service to run a call. So last night in planning ahead, I decided to text my good friend Miss Tara Owens to be like, "Hey, do you think you could bring some content for the accountability call tomorrow morning? Like, I'm going to do my best to be on, but I'm going through the mountains. I don't know if I'm going to have service or not." She literally types back. She's like, "You did not just ask me to do that." She's like, "I was in the middle of composing a text to you asking if I could share on accountability this week." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm accept that God wink. And I am going to turn this over to one of Symmetry's brand newest agency owners, and such a dear friend of mine whose grit, whose grace, whose leadership capacity, whose love of people and love of holding them to a higher standard is one of my favorite things to watch in her and to work with. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Miss Tara Owens.
Thank you so much, Jim. It was such a weird text exchange yesterday. I was like, I was halfway through the text when you were like, hey, you got some time in the morning? So it definitely was meant to be today. I'm Tara Owens. I am direct to Jim Larson. So, when you think about being direct to Jim Larson, there's just something super, super special about that. So I'm super excited to present today. And just hearing you say that I'm an agency owner made me kind of giddy. I'm not used to it yet. I'm about 5 weeks in, and it's still not sinking in. So here we go. So today I want to take you to the beach. We're actually going to go on a little bit of a journey. If you were at conference last year, we did that guided meditation. We are not going to do that this morning. I am not that good, but it was an incredible experience. If you were there, you remember how I cried my eyes out doing this guided meditation with 5,000 of my closest friends. But today I want us to go on a beach trip. And I want you to do just a little bit of an imagination trip with me. All right. So find your favorite beach. Christine's already sitting on a beach in her background there, but where is your favorite beach? Let's go there. The sun's out. There's a breeze. Now, it's not a light breeze. There's a pretty good breeze today, but it's not one of those gusty winds, right, where you shouldn't be at the beach and your umbrella is going to blow away. But there's a good breeze, enough that there's some waves coming in, right? Fun stuff. There are people out there, lots of people, but not super crowded, right? It's kind of a perfect day at the beach. You got it in your head? You're there. Now, just getting to the beach. Think about what all you did to get to the beach. You had to get the chairs, had to get towels, sunscreen, snacks, coolers, beverage of choice. You may have had a beverage of choice on your walk-in. There were probably a couple of meltdowns in the parking lot. Maybe it was your kids. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was a spouse. You probably fought with somebody on your way to the beach, right? It happens every single time. But you got there. You unloaded your car. You tracked across that, what seems like miles across the deep, hot, white sand to get to the perfect place. You put your chairs up, your umbrella. You've laid everything out. You are at the beach. You're exhausted by now. It's hot, it's sweaty, but you're here. And so you sit back in your chair for just a minute and you take a look around. We've arrived, right? So excited to be here. Who are the people that you see on the beach around you today? Just take a look around. You've got some people who are sitting on the towels. They're sitting under their umbrella. They are never going to leave that spot. They're never going to get in the sun. They're never going to go to the water. They're never going to play in the water. They are going to sit there. They're going to read. They're probably going to enjoy themselves, right? It's not a bad thing, but they're never going to leave that chair. Then you've got people who just walk right up to the edge of the water, get their toes right in the water, right? But they're never going to go any deeper. They're going to walk along the coast. They're going to walk splash, 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 but they're never going to get in the water because there's some creepy things in the water. I don't know about you, but I am not a big fan of seaweed. If it touches my leg, it freaks me out. So people will not go any further. Some people, you're going to see them. They're going to run in as the waves are running out, right? They're going to run in and chase the waves. But as soon as the wave comes back, what do? They turn around and they hightail it back to the shore. They don't want to hit that wave. You've got some people who are building sandcastles out there. So excited, right? They've got their buckets of sand and the little kids are coming in with their water and they're building these beautiful sandcastles. And what happens at high tide? Those sandcastles are gone. You've got some people, though, they'll go up thigh high. Think about it. Think about when you're walking into the water and you're thigh high in the water. What does that feel like? It's hard to stand. It's a little rocky. Probably some fish, right? You'll get thigh high, but that's as far as they're going to go. And then there's some people who are going to go all the way to the waist, right? Whew, that's the worst part to me, man. When it starts hitting your midsection and it's cold, and you'll see people out there doing this because they're like, I can't do it. But man, that's the hardest part to stand. Think about it. When you're waist deep in that water and those waves are coming in and they hit you over and over and over. And so you have to battle it, and the toe is taking you out, right? And you're battling to stand up. Then you've got some who are super brave. I am not this person. I'm going to admit it right now. There's some that are super brave. And when the waves come at them, what do? They just dive through them to get past the wave. They dive in and off they go into the water. Some are going past the waves. Think about when you get past where that wave is breaking. What does it feel like when the waves are breaking behind you? You're now just kind of bobbing with the waves, right? You're floating along. Somebody said there's a sandbar out there, right? It's so great. You get out there and you can just see. You can see back at the shore. You can see those people still sitting on their beach chairs. You can see the ones who are fighting to get to where you are. You're just in a peaceful place, right? It's calm. Now, you've got some that are treasure seekers. They're out there, they're diving down, they're coming up and they're finding seashells, they're finding sand dollars. They are doing all the cool things, right? Because they're out in the calm water and they can get to the items that are underneath, those treasures that are buried under the waves. Some of them are out in their yachts, right? Somebody's out on the outside of all of it. They're sipping their Aperol spritzes, right? They're having the best time on their boat and they're watching the whole thing. And occasionally you actually see a scuba flag, right? So you know that somebody is down underneath experiencing the magic of the ocean. I'm going to read something to you. If you're not, if you've never heard of this book, the Book of Awakening, this is one of my favorite daily reads. It's just a short little motivational every morning. And I'm going to read something to you that has spoken to me. And it was on July the 9th was the writing of the day. And I've been noodling on this message since July the 9th. So for 5 days, which is why when Jim messaged me yesterday, I was like, this is so incredible. It's titled The Surface and the Deep. When under, remember the surface. When on the surface, remember the deep. When our days are turbulent and troubled, our challenge is to remember that the wave is not the sea. Though it pounds us, the pounding will pass. Though it tosses us about, the tossing will pass if we don't fight it. Often our fear misleads us to stay in close to shore when the safest place is in the deep. if we can get there. Any swimmer knows, stay too close to shore and you will be battered by the surf and the undertow. We must swim out past the breakers if we are to know the hammock of the deep. Stay on land or make it to the deep. It's the in between that kills. So I want you to think through this now. Your business is the beach. Your business is the ocean. You're here. You've gotten here. You've had the tantrums in the parking lot. You've got your cooler. You've taken the test. You've passed it. You've got your license. You're here. You've made it to the beach. But look around you. Look at all these people. I don't know how many are on this call, but look at the people that are on this call right now. What do you see? Who are you in the list of characters we just walked through at the beach? Where are you at the beach? Are you still on your blanket watching from afar? Are you never going to leave the comfort of your chair? Are you putting your toes in the water and just kind of walking along the shore and tiptoeing through it and not really ever going to go out there? But look at me. I'm here. I'm here. I showed up and I got my toes wet. Are you knee deep? Are you waist deep? Are you fighting the hell out of those waves? Is the undertow pulling you out to sea or is it pushing you back into the shore? Are you the one that just dives in head first so that you can get to the calmer water more quickly? I know some of you are. That was not me. I waded in, man. I fought every one of those stupid waves. And I let them push me back to shore. And then you know what happens when you go back to shore? You got to start all over. You got to battle back through the waves again. That was me. Took me 2 years to get to the calm water. Now I got to go to the deep. I'm excited about learning to scuba, right? Are you with me out past those crests and bobbing in the water, but still afraid to take the dive down and look for the treasures? Where are you in that journey? Now, some of you have got your yacht and you're out sipping your Aperol spritzes, and we're all wanting to be there with you. So save us a spot there on your boat. Here's the message for today. The only way to get to the deep, where all the good stuff is to go through the waves. The only way to get to the deep is to go through the waves. How you do it is up to you. Dive head first into those waves, swim underneath them, and go to the deep. Battle every step of the way like me. Let them just beat the hell out of you if you want to, right? But get past the waves. How long it takes you is up to you. How you do it is up to you. But get to the deep. Dive in. The water's fine. Come with me. That's all I got, Jim.
Man, I loved that imagery so much. I could picture myself, I think, as a lot of people can, in every one of those places. Like, you fight every single one of those places, and the thing with that is you got to become the person that can get through each obstacle. It's not just about doing the stuff, like, it's not just about moving your arms to get past the wave. You've got to become a strong enough swimmer to get past the wave. You've got to become the type of person that wants to get out there, that can get out there. And I think so often we get stuck just like, tell me what to do. I had a great call with Emily Bartz the other day, and Emily, stuck in a plateau. She's even on here. I'm gonna put her on the spot. She's gonna hate me. Oh, she's not on here. Good. I had a conversation with her, and she's been stuck at this same spot for a while. And so we get on the phone, and she goes, "Jim, tell me what I need to do. Tell me what to do." And I said, "Emily, I can't do that because what one person has to do in your situation is going to be different than what another person has to do in your situation. I I don't know what you have to do. So any advice you're ever going to get from me is who you need to become. I'm going to focus on who you need to become. And I firmly believe that as you go through the journey of becoming that person, the what you need to do reveals itself. Build yourself, build your integrity, build your emotional stability, build you, and then what you need to do will reveal itself. But as long as you focus on the external and what you need to do, you're focused on the wrong thing. And that's why so many people get stuck knee deep, thigh deep, letting the waves pound them and pound them and pound them because they keep coming to like, what do I need to do instead of who do I need to become? That's going to be the thing that changes how you approach the obstacles to get past them and get out into that deep water. So freaking good, Tara. Thank you so much. Breakout rooms are open, y'all. Let me see if I can figure out how to stop recording.